This is the location of the original Glenbow Ranch. My great-grandparents, Walter and Janet Moodie, came from Quebec in 1891. At the time, they were middle-aged, with grown children, 3 girls, Margaret, Marion, and Lucy, and 1 son, Walter Jr. Janet's cousin, Leslie Hill, had a horse ranch in central Montana. But when his wife died, leaving him with 3 young children, he appealed to Janet and Walter to care for them. For 2 years, the Moodies looked after the little girls in their home in Quebec. But in the spring of 1891, Hill bought nearly 2 sections of land, 17 miles west of Calgary on the north side of the Bow River. His plan was that he would drive his stock north and the Moodie family would move west, thus uniting the 2 families at Glenbow. In April 1891, young Walter arrived at Medicine Hat by train. He then rode south to the Musselshell River, where Hill was waiting. Together with a few hired hands, they moved Hill's herd of horses across the Canadian-American border and up to the land Hill had purchased. Their first job was to put up some fences and build a house. In the meantime, the Moodies waited in Montreal for word that they could come west. In late August, the word came. The family took the train to Calgary and then traveled by horse and wagon to the ranch. There was nothing much here but hills and prairie and scrub brush, but young Walter managed to entertain the little girls with homemade toys. The Moodie women kept house and tried to raise a garden. They also looked after the children, nursing them through the usual childhood diseases. But when young Walter got typhoid, the doctor insisted on him spending a week in the Calgary hospital. On rare occasions, the family would drive into Calgary. It was on a trip in 1893 that they visited W.E. Wing to have their pictures taken. The following summer, things took a turn for the worse. Janet was dying of cancer. Too ill to travel by wagon, she was taken by lumber barge downriver to Calgary. Janet Johnson Moodie died at the end of August 1894, just 3 years after arriving in the West. She's buried in the Union Cemetery. The Moodie family never returned to Glenbow after Janet died. Leslie Hill struggled on for a few years, but by 1900 he was back in England, and his girls were in the care of their English relatives. And that's the story of the original Glenbow Ranch.